If Russia and the US make this decision, the sky over Ukraine Zelensky's will darken in the wake of Putin's meeting with Trump's envoy. If Russia and the US make the decision, the sky over Zelensky will be darkened. And as we found yesterday, Russian President Vladimir Putin met again with Steve Witkoff, special envoy of US President Donald Trump. As it's commented, the atmosphere was unusually friendly. The conversation was also long and lasted about 3 hours. Within Russia, the meeting made a special impression, and according to what emerges, the following conclusion was reached. The two countries do not need Kiev to strengthen their cooperation. Even if the issue is not resolved, the two countries will do what they want to do, Russia and the US that is, with Europe as a victim, quote unquote, if it insists on wanting the conflict to continue. The rapprochement of the two sides, US and Russia, has created greater proximity between the positions of Russia and the United States, not only on Ukraine but also on other issues that mainly have not been further clarified. It is too early to draw strong conclusions about the meeting and its results, but there was certainly no failure. While there is common dissatisfaction with Kiev's stance, Trump has essentially reversed the previous approach of the United States under the internationalist deep state government, which consisted of grooming Ukraine and always blaming Russia, which is winning the war against both Ukraine and essentially the West. In this situation, the US president has two choices: escalate further at the risk of provoking a very large regional war in Europe and parts of Asia, or finally talk to Russia on terms that Moscow can find acceptable. That is precisely what Trump has decided to do, at least for now, writes Russia. What will the Europeans do? There are signs, as noted among others, that their misguided and harmful, especially for Ukraine, resolve is crumbling. Britain is preparing the ground to explicitly abandon its foolish plans to send troops to Ukraine. Polish President Andrzej Duda has acknowledged the fact that Ukraine must make concessions to Russia, while the current head of NATO, Mark Rutte, ostentatiously praised Trump for breaking the deadlock. Of course, European hardliners are by no means ready to give up. It remains to be seen which line will prevail. And what is certain is that nothing has harmed the ongoing search for a fundamental normalization of relations between Moscow and Washington, whether it suits the extreme internationalist voices of Europe or not. What will happen if a solution is not found soon? According to Russian sources, it is possible that Washington and Moscow will continue to work on normalization between the two countries, US and Russia, abandoning the issue of Ukraine. And then the sky over Volodymyr Zelensky in Ukraine will darken abruptly. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.